Well, it's Wednesday. It's time to get this 8 o'clock hour going. Brought to you by Cornelius Custom Services. Taxi pulled up, and it's time to talk to Joe, the Bryant Insurance guy. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rick. How are you today on this? Boy, it's almost chilly for a mid-July day, isn't it?
68 degrees outside.
Boy, I'm telling you.
On the 15th day of July, chance of some rain coming in. So
I think tomorrow's going to be rainy, which is good. So everybody get those things they call umbrellas out. I know we've kind of forgotten about them here a little bit, but yeah, maybe let's get some rain in the watershed.
You know what? Speaking of that rain coming in here, might want to look at your windshield wipers. How's the last time you used them?
Yes, exactly. We just got some for my wife's car, and it's time to get some. I tell you, they just don't seem to last though anymore.
No.
You know, they're good for about a year, maybe. Seems like they used to be good for longer, but maybe that's good old day syndrome. I don't know. Those
are little common things that we need to look at when you're driving your car or different things. And speaking of common things, common occurrences, little things around the house, little things around your car, things like that you have to deal with.
Yeah, it's one of those deals that there are just common household hazards that you may not think about to be aware of around your house. We're going to kind of run through a few of them here. One of them is just slippery surfaces. You know, houses these days, anywhere from tile to linoleum to, hardwood, anything like that. You just want to try to prevent slip and falls. A lot of them happen in the kitchen just because you got dropped food, maybe grease spill, something of that nature. Slippery surfaces around bathrooms. Just be careful. You know, a lot of times people think it's, children and elderly are the most susceptible to injury, but it's important to remember that anybody at any age can take a tumble, and coming from a person who has taken a slip and fall before, it's never fun. It's never fun to bring the human body slamming down to the ground, especially when you're not expecting
and if somebody's
it.
Watching you.
Oh, then it's even worse because maybe they're going to hit it on YouTube.
Yes.
Exactly. So slippery surfaces, you always want to make sure your walkways, especially from a guests coming over type of a thing, make sure all your walkways are clear of debris. There's no slippery surfaces there. We're going to get some rain tomorrow. May want to watch if you've got some people coming over, what have you. You want to make sure that your walkways are clear and you don't have any slippery surfaces around the door and entryway. Fire and carbon monoxide. If you've got most of the homes are electric these days, but you're still going to have some natural gas homes. Make sure not only that your fire extinguishers are ready to roll and that they've been tested once a year, but make sure the batteries are replaced and good to go on your fire alarms and carbon monoxide. They've got some really, really good products out right now. Nest has actually put out a carbon monoxide detector that you can put in your home that will alert you smartphone-wise and all that too. So take advantage of technology. Look at some of those products to make sure that you're not getting carbon monoxide poisoning, the silent killer.
So there's an app for that.
Yes, there's darn near an app for everything these days.
That's wild.
Yes.
What do we do is, like, say, walking around our house, things that we really don't think a whole lot about, sharp edges and different things, this and that, can cause a lot of problems if we're not looking at what's going on.
Yeah, tippy objects as well. Objects that a little bit unstable, may tip over if someone's grabbing for it as they're going down, type of a thing. As you're going down, you're looking for something to kind of break that fall. Anything that's on like a table next to a couch, something of that nature. Don't obviously put anything heavy on those because when it comes down, you don't want to fall and then have something come down on top of you. So you need to be careful of that. Tripping with things like rugs or loose boards or sheets, bedding, stuff like that. You don't want to be tripping around and take a header into the wall, something of that nature. I know we're painting a picture of just a hazardous environment.
That's right. You don't want to get up out of your house unless you're wrapped in bubble wrap.
Yes, just lay down in bed all day and don't move. No, we're not saying that, but you just want to be aware of things like that. Foodborne illnesses are another thing. Clean your countertops anytime you're handling, obviously raw chicken, raw meat, things of that nature. Use a good cleaner. Get your hands clean. Get your dishes clean, stuff like that. Don't leave stuff sitting around. Not only does it breed bacteria, but it also invites the pests in. You don't want to have anything like that.
And then Larry.
Say again?
Your pests like Uncle Larry.
Uncle Larry, yes. Yeah. Nobody wants an Uncle Larry.
No.
But the other thing is, accidental poisoning too. So be sure that you keep all of your prescriptions and things of that nature up and away from from where little kids can get into them. Seems like we get prescribed things these days that, or you want to make sure that they get used for the right intentions. So keep things out of reach of kiddos, things that they shouldn't have, and make sure the medicines are doing what they're supposed to do. So just some common things to be aware of, and just make sure that you're operating a safe household.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that your homeowner's insurance is up to date.
Yes.
Because that way, if there is a problem, if you do have something happen, something going on, that way you can call and deal with it instead of having to worry about all the added costs.
Oh, exactly. And just kind of a note real quick. We got a client called the other day, or a customer called the other day and said, hey, can you take a look at this? My rates have kind of gone up a little bit. Just kind of eyeball it, make sure I'm still getting a good deal. And what was surprising to see is, listen, not everybody's perfect, and I understand that, but had an agent that had apparently gotten this gentleman some coverage and just didn't get him covered right. He, a couple cars, had a house, but he also had a little side business that he was doing as well. And looking at the policies that none of the agents were in town, but, the policy that this gentleman had just wasn't covering him right. He had a commercial exposure there, and it just wasn't covered the way it needed to be. Now, that might have been a mishap or just not paying attention from the agent's perspective, but that's all well and good if it's great for the client now because maybe you're paying less than you should, but come claim time, if there's a claim, that's not going to get paid properly, and you're going to be left, holding the bag, so to speak. It's again, the old adage, you're either going to pay now or you're going to pay later. So it's always a good idea if you've got some coverages like that, maybe a little side business going on, something of that nature. Have somebody take a second look at it. That's what we're able to do over there at Bryan Insurance. Let us take a look. Make sure you're covered the way you need to be. If you are, great. If not, hey, we're going to make some recommendations for you to say you may want to take a look at that. You may want to take a look at this. And, just, again, make sure you're covered the way you need to be.
Now, if you got a policy, you don't know what's going on, give them a call. If you need to get a policy, you need to give them a call, and they'll help you out. Now, Joe, I know you got phone numbers, websites, all that good stuff.
Yeah. 549-2525. You can call, talk to Ann, Lynette, myself, either one. If you've got some commercial questions, Ty, Brad, Melissa, all the folks over there can get you taken care of. You can also come on up to the second floor of the Sierra Bank Building. Come on out of the elevators and take a right and walk in. Be more than happy to get you taken care of. Also, visit our website, Bryan, BRYANINS.com. A lot of great information on there. Tommy Dyes, our silent hero of the office, has put together quite a website for us over there. It's got a lot of great information, identity theft solutions, all of that. So BryanINS.com, and you can get links to emails, pictures, all that good stuff, and get on over there and let us take a look. Make sure you're taken care of.
So give them a call today, 549-2525, and you'll be ready to go. All right, Joe, appreciate your time, my friend.
Thank you, Rick.
Have a wonderful day, and we're going to get this Cornelius Custom Services 8 o'clock hour kicked off. Let's go.